So in my previous clip, I talked about how one of the people in the BadEmpanada Stalker support group Discord is this nobody like Destiny adjacent orbiter who defends him for pedophilia and sex crimes named Stardust. And I just wanted to provide a clip that is like emblematic of who Zionists are and how they operate. So Frogan made a video in which she said that Ethan Klein got the ADL involved to try and get people banned off Twitch, which is a factual statement, irrefutable statement. And I want to show you how one of these Zionist streamers deals with that claim. How one of the Zionist streamers reacts when confronted with a statement of fact that they cannot refute, because it's true. And then afterwards, I will show you the evidence that proves that it's true. Okay, so let's watch the video clip first. This is Stardust stream, which at this point had 74 viewers. You can see what I said about she looks like the Joker. She has the Joker face. I've never seen anyone with more of a Joker face than this. Like, this is someone who constantly makes fun of my appearance, by the way. Like, they have like a one-sided parasocial relationship with me. Now it's two-sided. Anyway, let's check out what she has to say.
I think it's funny that you think me being in the iDubbbz video is what's going to cause this harassment. When in reality, it's you, Ethan. You're acting like you haven't spent the last year and a half doing everything in your power to push people to bully and harass me, including weaponizing propaganda organizations such as the ADL to get me banned off Twitch because I made a joke about you not being...
Weaponizing propaganda organizations such as the ADL. Wow.
Okay, let's get a wow counter going. Let's see how many times she says wow in place of actually refuting the statement. 1.
Wow.
2.
Wow.
3.
Wow.
4.
Wow.
5.
Wow.
6.
Wow.
7.
Wow.
8.
Wow.
9.
Oh my fucking god.
9 wows. In lieu of an argument, we get 9 wows. This is Zionist argumentation. This is Zionist argumentation for you. Have you ever seen a counter-argument that strong? Do you know why Zionists do this? Because they know they're wrong. They know that their ideology is indefensible. It really is that simple. Zionists do this shit because they are wrong and they know it. And it really is that simple. It really is that simple. All that they can do is feign offense. They feign offense and they say like, wow, how could you even say that? Because they're wrong on the facts. But don't worry, she's not finished talking yet. What else does she have to say?
God, what the fuck?
Oh my god, what the fuck? 9 wows and 1 oh my god, what the fuck?
Dude.
And a dude.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh.
Now she's moved on from wow to oh my god. Hold on, let's get an oh my god counter going.
Oh my god.
Hold on, is that the first oh my god?
Wow. Oh my fucking
1.
god. What the fuck, dude? Oh my
2.
god. Oh my
3.
god. Oh my
4.
god. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. What is going on?
9 wows, 4 oh my gods. What is going on? Okay, are we gonna get a rebuttal here? Are we gonna get someone who has something substantive to say here? Are we gonna get like an analysis of the factual information regarding the claim that was made?
Are we just JQing on May now?
Are we just JQing on May now? You know why you have 70 viewers? Because you are incomprehensible to anyone who is not like coming directly from the community of someone who is about to be convicted of numerous sex crimes. The fuck did you just say? Are you JQing on Maine? Like, I know what that means, and I shouldn't know what it means, but no one normal and well-adjusted, which I and you are not, would know what that means. She's trying to say that, like, saying that the ADL is a propaganda organization which got involved to get people banned off Twitch with Ethan Klein's involvement. She's saying that's like an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. You know, the ADL, which posted on their own Twitter account that they talked to Twitch in regards to Ethan Klein's lies about anti-Semitism, they outright fucking said they did so. They posted on Twitter saying that they did so. ADL spoke with Twitch staff today after becoming aware of several concerning incidents. It literally happened. The ADL is a pro-Israel pressure group, and they pressured Twitch on behalf of the pro-Israel streamer, Ethan Klein. Like, oh my god, are you really saying that this thing that actually happened? Yeah, she is. It did happen. Saying wow 9 times and oh my god 4 times is not a response.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
4 more oh my gods. We're up to 8 oh my gods now.
God.
Okay, so 9 oh my gods, 9 wows. What's next? Wait, what happened? Did it freeze? Did it freeze or is she just like frozen herself? No, she was frozen herself. Okay.
Stop it. She's
Stop.
JQing on Maine.
Okay,
She's doing it.
She's doing it. She's doing it. No rebuttal, no refutation.
It couldn't be because it was objectively anti-Semitic. Oh my god.
It was objectively anti-Semitic. What the fuck are you talking about objectively? There's no objectivity with whether something is anti-Semitic or not. And I mean, you would have to prove that. Explain how. Provide us with evidence.
God. Oh my
god. That's, we're up to 11 oh my gods.
Foghorn. What was she thinking? What was she thinking? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
We're up to 14 oh my gods and 9 wows.
God. What is going on? Oh my god.
At least 5 what is going ons as well.
I'm downloading this video. I have to download this video. I cannot believe it's real.
I just want to let you know that she actually posted this on her Twitter account because she thinks this was like a highlight of her stream. She thinks this was like a moment of her stream where she really cooked and it was like really worth showing everyone. And it's one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen in my life.
I can't believe she left it up. She left it up. She left up the video. She left it up. It still exists. It's public. It's public. The video is public. It's
and?
Still on. I have to download this right now. Oh my god, I'm downloading this video. I can't. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way, dude. I have to download this video.
That is a 2-minute clip that she herself clipped and posted to her Twitter. So I'm not editing anything out here. This is like what she posted herself as a highlight that she thought was worth sharing. In the clip, a statement of fact is made. The ADL helped to get me banned off Twitch. That was true. That was simply true. Ethan Klein helped to incite the ADL into getting Frogan and others banned off Twitch. Yes, that factually happened. In response to this statement of fact, this Destiny sex criminal orbiter, her rebuttal is to say, wow, approximately 9 times. To say, oh my god, approximately 14 times. To say like, oh my god, I can't, at least 5 times. And to say, oh my god, you are JQing, like 5 times as well. At no point does she try to contest the claim, does she try to disprove it. It's just expressing disbelief and anger and like rage at the fact that someone should be allowed to say it. This is an exemplary example of Zionist argumentation. Zionists cannot argue on the facts. Zionists know that they cannot win on the facts. So they avoid the facts. They claim anti-Semitism, they claim harassment, they claim that you shouldn't be allowed to say what you say. That is what this is all about. That is why that is this person's reaction to this. Because she fundamentally knows that she is a genocidal maniac. She knows that she can't defend her views on the actual views themselves. So all that she can do is to say, you should not be allowed to say things that disprove my narrative. Ethan Klein himself literally acknowledged that he got the ADL involved and directly took credit for getting Frogan and others banned. Here is Ethan Klein clearly acknowledging that Twitch only banned people because the ADL got involved. Like, these people lie so much, they contradict themselves, they contradict what they themselves said like a couple of months ago constantly. Ethan was calling Frogan anti-Semitic, oh my god, she's doing anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, saying that I incited the ADL into banning you. You say the ADL controls everything and I'm in cahoots with them, blah, 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 just because I'm Jewish? And then months ago, he uploaded these fucking videos where we said exactly that. We said exactly that he himself got the ADL involved to get her banned.
Asmongold got banned immediately, rightfully, duly. However, when it comes to Frogan and her friends shitting on Jewish people, shitting on Zionists, right? They need a lot of time to think about it. And I think, yeah, like when the ADL got involved, that's only when they finally suspended Frogan and all the other people up on the stage. When a sitting congressman started writing letters.
Okay, so Ethan Klein outright said there, Twitch didn't actually think this was a violation of terms of service, which clearly it actually wasn't, not even fucking close. It's this fucking moron, this Karen, just makes up anti-Semitism because he loses arguments based on the facts, because he's a genocide supporter, and he has a genocidal ideology he can't defend. So Twitch didn't think it was anti-Semitism, and then they got pressured by the ADL, which is a pro-Israel pro-genocide pressure group that exists purely for that reason. And Ethan got them involved, and that's when these people got suspended. Only after that. Now, you might claim, but Ethan didn't say he got them involved. Ethan said they just happened to get involved. He didn't actually claim credit for it directly. What if he did claim credit for it, though? What if Ethan Klein outright said, very sincerely before, that he wants to take credit for what happened to her? He takes credit for getting the ADL involved and getting her banned. Well, that would be inconvenient. Okay, here he is saying it.
If you're mad Frogan got banned, fucking I'm laughing in your face, idiot. And I did that shit. I'll take credit for it. I fucking did that shit. I hope she gets permanently banned. Fuck her.
Never assume that the Zionists are not aware of the absurdity of their claims. They are. They engage in this sort of idiotic-like repetition of, wow, how could you possibly say that? That's anti-Semitic. For 2 minutes straight, without even trying to form a single argument refuting the person and what they said. Because what the person said is true, and they know it. And they know that what they're saying is stupid and fucking absurd. But they rely on the fact that their positions are useful to American and Western imperialism, and thus they have like all of these groups that will come down on their side and put pressure on people to force them into line. Or at least they assume that will happen. They hope it will happen. Lately, Ethan Klein has been trying to get them involved, and they don't seem to be picking up the phone. It seems like his involvement of the ADL was a one-off thing. But as you can clearly see, what Frogan said there about Ethan Klein getting her banned and getting the ADL involved was fundamentally true. Ethan Klein himself said so multiple times. And in the face of that, this pathetic destiny orbiter, the best that she could manage was, oh my god! Wow, 9 wows, 14 oh my gods. How dare you? The entire essence of Zionism is you post a statement of fact and they respond saying, how dare you? You shouldn't be allowed to say that. You should be banned, actually. Welcome. Like, this is Zionism. It's always like this. That's what Ethan Klein does. His entire essence is this. Unfortunately, my work requires me to read a lot of what other shit people say about politics, is that most people are, even like people who are held up as reference, held up as like something to point to, people who are special. People simply, mostly 99.9% of what they do is simply point at something, indicate their dislike of it or their disapproval of it, and do not elaborate further and have no interest in elaborating further, nor any capacity to elaborate further, let alone to actually explain how and why, with evidence, the thing that they are indicating their disapproval of is wrong. Now, this is what I call the me nor like tendency, where people just have like this virulent sort of caveman reaction to something that they don't like. They can point at it, they can show it to their followers and indicate their disapproval of it, and their followers will indicate that they also do not like the thing by perhaps clicking the like button or retweeting or whatever. But by golly, not a single fucking one of them can or will even come close to telling you why it's actually wrong, let alone actually argue against the people. I'm going to throw this in here because I don't think it merits its own video, but like Ethan Klein's fans have made a list of BadEmpanada ToS violations to like try and get me banned. To be clear, they're not ToS violations, but it's very funny. This is like an obsessive Ethan Klein fan who just posts defending him on Reddit all day. Let's check out the BadEmpanada ToS violations table. Because you see what they do, right? In lieu of responding to you, clearly they watch these videos, right? They watched a bunch of my videos. And in lieu of responding to my videos, all that they can manage is, you shouldn't be allowed to say this, you should be banned. I can't refute what you said, and you shouldn't be allowed to say it. That is Zionism. Zionists know that they are wrong. They just have to shut you down from pointing out that they're wrong. That's all they can do. The Stardust clip was the perfect encapsulation of that. This is, again, nothing here, absolutely nothing here is against the ToS. And I'm going to show you it right now because I know it's not against the ToS. Ethan Klein is a terrorist, dangerous organizations. I don't really care what their motivations are. Putting pressure on Israel and its allies for any means necessary to get them to stop what they're doing is action that is sorely needed, and Yemen has been taking it. And yes, they are by any reasonable measure the legitimate government of Yemen. Indeed, they are. That's just a statement of fact. You can't refute that. Why don't you try to refute it? Hate speech. Jews have massacred Palestinians for no reason aside from the fact that they are not Jewish. Yeah, Israel factually does that. Let's watch it. I'll even show it again here. The funny thing about this, these people, like, they report every single video that you upload. They report every video that I upload obsessively. We know that happens. Obviously, they do it to they do it to Hassan, they do it to everyone. Denims, whoever else uploads videos to YouTube, whoever, I don't know if these people are YouTubers or not, but that's what they do. They do nothing but mass report. So obviously these are not TOS violations. Like, let's watch the actual full context of this statement, which is just objectively true. 95. Serbians massacred Bosnians for no reason other than the fact that they were Bosnians and they were not Serbians. What if I was to say, for the last 70 years, in Israel and Palestine, Jews have massacred Palestinians for no reason aside from the fact that they are not Jewish, that they are Palestinian? That would cause like a visceral reaction, right? It is true, yet you have to try and think about how you phrase it. So that is just a true statement. You notice how there's no attempted rebuttal, just you shouldn't be allowed to say it, I will report you. Next one, Israelis are a population of perpetrators. That's just true as well. And I was accused of anti-Semitism by other left-wing YouTubers in ways that made me very disappointed. Even Vorsh, someone who I have quarreled with over the years, who I definitely do not have a high opinion of in any respect. I felt that even though, we didn't like each other at all, I obviously thought he was kind of a moron. I still would have thought that I could trust him because of certain things that he had said about Palestine in the past. But basically, the second that he saw the opportunity to attack me on the basis of false anti-Semitism allegations, because I was more militant than many other people were on Palestine at the time, he did so. He brought on to his stream someone who was an out-and-out Zionist and basically talking about aristocracy, by the way, who's in the Victims of BadEmpanada support group with Ethan Klein. Basically treated her as if what I said earlier was true about her, like she was a child in a concentration camp in 1943, rather than what she really was, an oppressor, simply because her ethnicity is Jewish. It's as if she was born a victim. But the fact of the matter is, Israelis, if anything, are a population of perpetrators. They victimize. But this guy... Okay, that's just objectively true. That's why it's on YouTube and why it's not a TOS violation, why it's not going to get taken down. What else have we got? Jewish people today are purveyors of anti-Semitism. That's just like... I don't know what these people think. Do they think that they can cut up, they can clip something out of context? Let's watch the full quote. Like, they think that like you can report to YouTube and YouTube's not just going to go back 10 seconds to see the full context. Are being utilized far more against another group of technically Semitic people than they are anti-Semitic tropes, by the way, are against actual Jewish people. It's crazy, Jewish people today are purveyors of anti-Semitism, as in the utilization of these sorts of conspirational tropes, probably more than these tropes are used against Jewish people. And in ways... So, like, you just chop up a full quote, which makes it clear that I'm not talking about all Jewish people. I'm saying that Jewish people utilize anti-Semitic tropes against Palestinians and Arabs in general, more than others people utilize these tropes against Jewish people today, and to greater effect. That is actually true. That's just 100% true. This one's really funny, like... This one's illegal/regulated activities, promoting facilitation of illegal acts. They're trying to claim that like it would be illegal for me to post the clips of the H3 podcast when the button doesn't work. This is they tried to say this is like an illegal act. So I just want to begin this segment by making a standing offer. I will pay a substantial sum of money to any crew member who can smuggle out any archives showing what happens during the so-called button moments where they basically wipe what Ethan Klein said in the last 30 seconds from the stream. Reported that for promoting tutorials of facilitation of violent acts. This was reported for dangerous organizations. Someone who fought against terrorist organizations. Fought against the evils of Israel when he didn't need to. He had no reason to support Gaza. Everyone in Lebanon had no reason to fight for Gaza aside from doing what is right. They could have sat there and done nothing and none of this would have happened to Lebanon. But they fought. Like, this is so not TOS violation that I'm just showing you all again. Like, amazing. And not just on the right side of the cause, of a clearly just cause, but for the clearest, correct reasons possible. His assessment of the situation is 100% unobjectionable. His beliefs. You will notice how they do not refute anything that I say. They don't refute. They don't refute anything. It's just, we should report this and you shouldn't be allowed to say this. This one is like, Harassment, bullying / false criminal organization. That's not even a report category. They just made that up. And it's me making a statement of fact because Ethan Klein factually did everything that I said here. Now, maybe technically Ethan Klein isn't a phebophile, given we have seen him on camera touching himself to what he called a juvenile victim of a terrorist attack. I mean, it's a matter of opinion whether touching yourself to a 17-year-old terrorist victim is a phebophilia or pedophilia. I have a specific opinion on that matter. I believe it's pedophilia. They are literally reporting people for making statements of fact which are backed up by video evidence, because I've played that video a million times. Everyone knows that Ethan Klein factually did precisely what I said there. And they're trying to report it for false criminal allegation, which isn't even a report category. Harassment, threats and inciting violence for saying you should be mean to Zionists. Makes no sense. You need to be mean to these people. You need to be ruthless with them. Because if it came down to it, they would be ruthless with the Palestinians who you claim to be advocating for. So what's going on there? You got me there. About Houthi attacks on civilian ships. I'm glad it's happening and I hope it continues. And he just calls the Houthis a terrorist organization and moves on. He doesn't even try to argue why that is. He doesn't even examine the evidence. He just pops a fucking article on the screen, doesn't tell us who it's from. It's an anti-genocide blockade. The same sort of thing that was carried out by the British against the Nazis in World War II. I'm glad that it's happening and I hope it continues. That's reportable? These people are so desperate to talk to the fucking manager. They can't refute a thing that you say, but they sure want to talk to your manager. I have never seen a better example of Zionist argumentation. Zionists don't argue. Zionists don't have arguments. Zionists don't have the facts on their side. All that Zionists have is trying to stop you from stating the facts. This is why they do it. They know that their arguments are untenable. They know that the facts disprove them. So all that they can do is try to like deplatform you. Try to make it so you can't say the things that you're saying. How much more do we have here? Hate speech. Israel is Jewish ISIS. Yeah, Israel is Jewish ISIS. And you're allowed to say that a fucking country is whatever you think it is. This one's great because there's like a bunch of ellipses in here. Like they literally chop this up. They chop this up out of like 5 different sentences and inserted so many different ellipses. It's hilarious. Let's watch the original one though. You know, the Israelis love to murder. They love to kill civilians. They love to kill babies, especially. They do. It's just the IDF's MO, you know? It's what they do. You'll notice how they specifically cut out, like, this is not the IDF's MO. Do you think that YouTube will not go and watch the clip and they will just accept what you wrote, where you literally cut out half of what was said with ellipses? Israel immediately claimed that they were Hamas. Of course, right? They claim that this was oh my God. These one. The last part of this is like report for hate speech. Israelis are killing people because they are genociding people. They want to liquidate the Palestinian people. Hate speech, saying that Israelis are committing genocide. Harassment, bullying. Ethan Klein is a vile, disgusting, genocidal racist, the dumbest, most malicious, genocidal motherfucker you'll ever see in your life. Yeah, he is. Harassment, bullying. Oh my God. If that's harassment, bullying, do you have any idea how banned the H3 podcast would be? And the Israelis initially built those rooms in order to like steal organs from Palestinians, which is what they do. Yeah, Israel admitted to harvesting organs from Palestinians. They've done this multiple times. Israel harvested organs without consent, including from Palestinians without permission of their families. Israel is stealing organs from bodies in Gaza, alleges human rights group. How dare you make a statement of fact that I can't refute? What else have we got? About IDF. They are accomplices helping the murder. Yes. Find and salute your local IDF veteran. Yes. Doesn't matter where you are. You have one nearby. Find and salute them and let them know how much you appreciate their service. Yes. That's the best you got. Were you making a BadEmpanada ToS violation compilation or a BadEmpanada greatest hits compilation? Because that's just the BadEmpanada greatest hits compilation. Again, Zionists know that they are wrong. Zionists know that they can't argue against what you're saying. All that Zionists can do is attempt to make it impermissible for you to say it. Because you are right. They are wrong. Never forget that. Never cede any ground to them. And never treat them as if they are serious people, because they are not. The only thing they are serious about is genociding and raping Palestinians. It's that simple.